What's up, guys? Welcome back to Crypto Weekly Review. Today we're going to look at some charts. We're going to look at the HEX Big Wave. We're also going to look at some concerns with the Biden tax plan. And we got Coinbase in the news. They have 4 regulatory proposals for cryptocurrency. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into it.
You big all sus, yeah. I just doubled up on crypto. I just doubled down on the new vest. Now my check looking like 2 checks. Type of money made me want a 2-step. Who next? This week I be on the moon next. Stock going up like 2x. That's a fast flip like suplex. 2 really stepping like a duplex. You bet never lose change, but I do flex on it.
All right, let's jump right back into Bitcoin. And as you know earlier, there was a ton of liquidations everywhere. And what did it do for our daily chart? All it really did was bounce off this R3 pivot, and it looks good. And usually on low liquidity, when we have a weekend, typically when the market's open on Monday, it goes the other way. So typically if we have a dumpy weekend, people buy the dip. And if we have over exuberant weekend, usually it dumps during the week. This looks ultra bullish to me. It looks like it did try to dump out of the 4-hour uptrend below this white line here, but it is still on track, and I think it's going to pop up through this 4-hour pivot. The price to watch will be 62,400. HEX, let's take a look at HEX. HEX looks bad. It's dumping, and it looks like it's trying to have like a little bit of a V-shaped reversal, but it is not a V-shaped reversal. Why? Because there's no volume. A V-shaped reversal would be on high volume, and it's just not there. It looks like a really bad dead cat and a weak one at that. One price we need to take out on the 4-hour chart will be 32 cents. If we can take out 32 cents, maybe bounce off 35 and then confirm back at 32 cents on this pivot, confirming this breakout of this pivot, I would start thinking that maybe we could actually try to get a push to some actual horizontal resistance. But for right now, it is not looking good, to say the least. So let's take a look at the HEX Bow Wave. This is something that was brought to my attention. It says, due to many hexagons staking repeatedly short term, for example, 30 days, there's always a large bow wave of expiring stakes in the next 90 days. Newbies that see this bow wave for the first time might think it is a static mountain. It looks like a huge mountain, but it is moving bow wave pushed by present day. One realizes this when looking at the Hex.Vision stakes ending chart repeatedly over periods of months. So let's take a look at that chart. Here it is right here. This is our rolling bow wave. Now, this right here has nothing to do with it, but there is still high spikes of expiries. And that's what's going on here. There is the rolling bow waves, but there's also regular expiries. There is actually a big boost of regular expiries, but it is hidden by this rolling bow wave. And let me explain this to you a little bit. So what this means is there's people that stake every 30 days and then just sell the interest and restake and just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So let's do a little bit of math. Here is a HEX stake calculator at the current price of 29 cents. There is currently, in about the next 3 months, about 10 billion HEX expiring. Now, let's assume that all of that HEX is the rolling bow wave, the wave that's going to restake every month and scrape off the interest and then restake. That would mean at 29 cents at current prices, if we had, let's say 10, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Let's say we had 10 million, let's calculate how much we would make per 90 days. That's about $85,000 off a 10 million HEX stake every 90 days. So 10 zeros is 10 billion. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Calculate. Looks like there's about every 3 months or so, if we were to believe that this is all just a rolling bow wave, that we would be at about $90 million in interest that people are scraping every 3 months. That would be about 30 million a month. Look, hey, don't kill me. You know, like I'm day 50 hexagon. You know, I've been staking for a long time. All I did was take a little bit of profit. I'm fully staked. I mean, you really can't hold it against me. It's not like I'm buying a McLaren and flexing it or anything like that. I'm just trying to rebuy the dip, and I think it's going to dip much, much further. I just want to say this rolling big wave, we're just taking averages, we're doing rough numbers, we're just getting an idea what the sell pressure is off the interest being sold by the rolling big wave people, and it's around probably 90 million every 3 months, about 30 million a month. All right, I just want you to know I'm apolitical. I really don't care what side's in power. I think they both suck, but let's take a look at this story on Bitcoin.com. I think it's really important. It says, the holding billionaires accountable lie. Big media, big tech, fact checkers miscategorized angst towards Biden's tax proposal. And as you know, there's a lot of anti-crypto stuff in here. It's a giant mess. And it's funny because these politicians ram through trillion-dollar bills without reading them in the amount of time where it's impossible for anybody to actually know what's inside this bill. But yet they want to know every $600 you spend. It's concerning. U.S. citizens and financial institutions are concerned about the Biden administration goals to get banks to report to the Internal Revenue Service aggregate inflows from customers' bank accounts annually that exceeds 600. The U.S. Treasury Department is reporting that it thinks that it could net $700 billion from tax offenders the following decade. So in the next 10 years, they think that they can get $700 billion off of us by micromanaging all of our finances. And this tax code is so unfair. If you take your taxes to 3 different people, you'll get 3 different numbers. It's so complex. There's almost no possible way to be in compliance. I don't know if you've been shitcoining lately, but I think that's going to be super tricky and they're going to have a lot of gotchas. And in the United States, it's unfortunate, but money is a crime. And remember, they are framing this as though they're going after the millionaires and billionaires. But this guy, Jason Nelson on Twitter says, so no one else thinks it's odd the IRS wants to track bank accounts and transactions of $600 or more to go after the 1%. Seems oddly misdirected. That's why hashtag Bitcoin. Amen. Brooke Tremble says, so if I make $600 from a garage sale and deposit it into the bank, will the IRS then ask to know where it came from? Will I be asked to pay taxes on that? This is a dangerous, slippery slope, a major invasion of privacy, and also I would add invasion of liberty, like taking away our rights. They're trying to squeeze the middle class and working Americans, but the billionaires who they're claiming to go after are going to be on their yachts relaxing. Because why? Because they have the politicians in their pocket and it's corrupt, and the only person that they can shake down is you and me. Sorry, but I'm fired up about this. And a lot of people are saying that Janet Yellen should look at the 4th Amendment, which is the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable search and seizures. That shall not be violated. But if they're looking at your bank account for all your tiny transactions, that is a violation of the 4th Amendment. Not that they care. Paul Pui says, you can't search my house without a warrant, but you can see all my bank transactions over 600. Dear IRS, you're giving people even more reason to switch to crypto. Well, to be fair, a lot of these guys are crypto heads and everything like that. But yeah, you know, you got to stand up for your freedom, because freedom isn't free. It never was. It never was. You have to stand up for it, or it'll be taken from you. This is big news. Coinbase publishes a proposal for crypto regulations, pushing 4 core recommendations. Cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase has published its proposal for crypto regulations after, quote, more than 75 meetings with stakeholders in government, industry, and academia, CEO Brian Armstrong revealed. So let's take a quick look at some of these. Firstly, we need a new and digitally native framework for how we regulate digital assets, one that doesn't encumber innovation, inclusion, and financial empowerment for all sectors of society, he stated. Well, yeah, I mean, the Howey test, the 1930s framework is not going to work. You can't pound a square into a circle. It's just a new age, and we need new framework. I agree with that. Secondly, Coinbase's chief policy officer detailed end-to-end crypto services must sit within a single regulator. Its authority would include a new registration process established for the marketplaces. Okay, yeah, they're trying to regulate it as a security, a commodity, all of these things all at one time. The CFTC wants a crack, all of them do. So we need to have our own regulator. Thirdly, and I don't know about this, but they say customer protection. This can be achieved through enhanced transparency processes, including tailored disclosures to inform purchasers of digital assets. They're saying that, hey, this is what you're buying kind of statement, but I think it's going to be a little bit more around the KYC range. When they talk transparency, it's kind of scary. The fourth point is to promote interoperability and fair competition. Coinbase believes that to realize the full potential of digital assets, MDAs must be interoperable with products and services across cryptocurrencies. This can empower and protect thriving customer and developing ecosystem. I am bullish on this. Maybe this is the one thing that Brian Armstrong did right. We're going to see if he could change the space. Would be beautiful, but I got to keep this video underneath 10 minutes. So if you've made it this far, definitely throw me a like and a sub, and I will see you on the next one.